Yo, what's going on? This is the NRW where nerds rule the world. Your boy Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange. I'm here with the homies. You see him on the screen. The Something and Nothing podcast where we either give you something or we give you nothing. Hopefully we'll give you something this week because if you can't tell already by my sound, we are a little bit tired. So let me shout out to the homies real quick. First up, Tranquil Ashes, the homie that's the new representative for Trove costumes. Am I getting that right? Make sure we get the that's love right. There. She got sponsors, y'all. Let's just put it. She got sponsors. She's doing it big. They're sending her to Dragon Con. They're sending her to all the shows. Hopefully, we can get some of that love down the road so we can have fun with her. Because we just gonna be just like sitting in the cut, wanting to have fun and just seeing her just party with everybody, man. What up, Tranquil? How you living?
Yeah, what up? So yeah, Trove Costumes. I'm their first ambassador. It's really cool. And they're sending me to Dragon Con. So like that's the dream, not having to pay to go to those places.
Right.
And that hotel and that badge and that flight is free. That's what you want. And I finally got it. So hopefully the sky's the limit at this point. So
I love it.
That's the rest of my con experience.
There we go.
With manifesting, as they say.
Hell yeah.
But
so
yeah,
we'll dig into a little bit more when we all catch up in a second. Yeah. Let's dig into a little more. So I love it. I love to see it. So proud of you, homie. This man, as you see, proper with his background right now. He just coming back from his vacay. My brother, all the way over there on the West Coast. He went out to his home state of Hawaii. My boy Roo. What's good, Roo?
What's going on, y'all? It's good seeing you guys. Miss your beautiful faces.
Same.
And yeah, man, it was a great time. Just had a little week off, just away from reality. But it was also a nice reality check, and we're gonna get into it. But yeah, it was a really good time, man.
I love it. You was making me so hungry with them IG posts.
Bro,
look at what I'm eating today. This is what I'm eating today. Look at all this cream. These I forgot what you call it. I think the last check you were on number 6 of
seven.
It was 7.
Shaved ice.
The shaved ice, yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was trying to hit it every day. I mean, I had one day where I had a slushie, but I counted it because I was like, it's still on the same levels of it. So yeah, man, I was eating good. I feel like I look like it too.
I love it, man. It's all good. You're gonna get back in because I know you put in work every now and then, man. So yeah, man, that's good, man. Was it what's your go-to spot there? Was it a Matsumoto's? Were you on the Big Island? Where were you exactly? What island were you at?
I'm from Oahu, so that's
Oahu.
With Honolulu, Waikiki, all those main like touristy areas. I don't really got a go-to spot. They're all pretty, like they all get their stuff from the same spot. You know what I mean?
True.
It's just who has more clout. And Matsumoto's is a dank spot. No shade to them. I grew up going there, but when the line is a quarter mile down the block,
true.
I can just go to a joint across the street that's got damn near the same thing, and I'm gonna have to get like quarter of the time. So
exactly. Nah, I feel that. You're gonna have to give me the 411 on that because that is the touristy known spot. But it would be cool to shave off some of that line time so I could get more time actually seeing shit.
Yeah, man. And I also, if you want to check out, or anybody else wants to check out on my Instagram highlights, I document everything that I eat. And if a place has an Instagram or somewhere to shout out, I shout them out because everybody. That's just how you get business for people,
Hell yeah, I love that, man. Well, I'm happy you had a lot of fun and got some downtime, bro, to just check in and get that self-care. Really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think we all need a vacation right now, bro. Like for real.
Yes.
I'm happy you had yours real quick. I know you ready to go back to, huh?
Yeah, back to the grind, gotta go lose this vacation weight, but at the same time, get back into this employment grind. So
all right.
Into it.
Well, hey man, I'm happy you had fun. So Leo,
bro. We're
all back. I'm so excited. I'm sorry I'm eating because your boy needs energy. I'm tired as fuck. So I'm eating a little something sweet right now just to get some energy. Probably the wrong thing to eat, but anyway, man. Well, let's check in with what's going on in the world, man. Since we last recorded, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of things, bro,
in the world, in pop culture.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to get y'all vibe on this, man. I haven't talked about it much on this because it's so different than the pop culture stuff. So I'm really intrigued what you guys think of as as human beings in this world right now with the world. Afghanistan, the situation in Afghanistan. I don't know if, well, y'all know I'm former military. And then, I've been a contractor, working with the government for a little bit after I got out, you know what I'm saying? Doing stuff for our government in the military. But also aside to that, that y'all might not have known, I've talked about it here and there, but I am a producer for a podcast called Wartime Allies. I've been producing that podcast for like the last 6 months with Matt Zeller. I hope I'm getting his name right. Former congressman, former lieutenant in the Army. He was known for serving time over in leading his troops over in Afghanistan back when we were, in occupation. And his language, his interpreter that he had, that was a member of the Afghanistan, from the country, but we bring on allies to help us in our wartime ally, essentially, hence the name of the podcast, to help us with talking to the people and getting around and everything like that. And when they were attacked, he was saved by his ally. So they've really developed that long time. Well, the brother saved his life, so they really developed that relationship of brotherhood, if you will. When somebody saves your life, that person's gonna be my brother till the end of time. You know what I'm saying? For saving my life. And so ever since he got out of the military, he became an advocate for helping with our allies and helping with their families. Because let's I hate to I don't want to really get too heavy into politics, but America's been kind of a crazy place. I'll just leave it at that. But we get other countries to help us, and at the detriment to themselves, because that makes them now a target for that country, and if we don't do things to help them for helping us, that's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? If they did right by us, we need to do right by them. And so once he got out, he was able to get his interpreter to come to the States. He's now living in the States, and they've now kind of, they work for different organizations, different allies organization that helps, look out for these people that have been helping us. So long story short, man, because I think I'm starting to ramble now. With earlier on in this year, with it being known that Biden was going to pull the troops out of Afghanistan, it was a real big push and a big rush for him and his organizations and people to like, hey man, we got to save these people, because that's going to take time. Yes, you're going to get our troops out of there. And I'm all about that as well. And we'll get into this a little bit more, because I'm not about being Team America World Police, but we got to, also think about the people that were helping us. And that wasn't being thought of. And now we're seeing that within this past week and a half, that they didn't think about them. And now we're trying to scramble to get these people out of there and save the people. Not even just the interpreters that helped us, but just their people in general. There wasn't enough plan in place to think about the people that were going to be left behind with what's going on. So I just want to get y'all's opinions real quick. I know we don't really talk on politics that much, but I think we're very worldly people, as fans of the entertainment that we enjoy. I think we're always self-conscious about our brothers and sisters, no matter what color you are and who you are and where your station is in life, man. We have hearts. So I just was curious from me to you, from y'all's perspectives, because I kind of dabble with, I dabble in a lot of things all the time, but I really wanted to get y'all's insight, because it would help me as a producer with what I'm doing with Wartime Allies, to just see how we can't reach to just, because there's a lot of people blind to what's going on right now, and it's sad, and people are dying because of results of that. And I want to know what insight I can get from you guys, how we can just reach people, and what you all know as well. How much of this did you know before the news started happening? And because it takes people to start dying before people see what's happening and to do something. So I know it's a heavy topic, but I'd love to get y'all's insight on this.
Well, I honestly can't say that I didn't know that there was something going on until, more than I guess normal, until things started breaking last week, about those certain groups taking over and whatnot. I think for me, the saddest thing was, because I've always thought it was already hard for women in that part of the country to begin with, seeing the images of them painting over, just women in advertisement. And these aren't any type of flagrant or, provocative images. These are literally just like faces of women that are getting painted over. And then also, I don't know if this is correct or accurate still, but I saw that they were now not allowing girls to go to school. And it's interesting on like this side of the world, like, women have been fighting for their rights for forever, and we have them now. So, well, to a certain degree, there's still, work to be done in all areas. But I can't imagine what that would be like to say to my daughter or my friend or whatnot that you can't go to school. You do not have a right to learn something. So, I mean, it's just it's devastating. And look, the crazy thing about it is that I think it's coming as a surprise to some people because there's so much going on right now. Haiti and the earthquake or tsunami, and then you have I think there's like Germany's on fire. There's a couple of countries that like there are a whole lot of wildfire situations going on right now. Of course, we're still in a panorama, and with cases going up and up and up more and more. With this new variant. And I think there's just so much happening that like people don't know where to look.
I feel you, Tranquil. What about you, Roo?
Yeah, man.
Thanks for sharing that too, Tranquil.
Yeah, no, you made really good points, Tranquil. Like a lot of good points to think about. I grew up an army kid, or what do you ever call it, army brat. All my family's in the military, so I grew up thinking of America as like this specific way. And I like what you said earlier about, not even like, but I agree with what you said about how sad it is people not finding this type of shit out until it's actually like happened and people are dying and everything. And I have to find this type of stuff out from a post from BuzzFeed. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks that we can't have a reliable news source from the actual mainstream media because they want us to really be focused on other things to kind of not be associated with the things outside of the country. They kind of like blind us with like what dog is cuter or like things that are happening in your town, and which is to an extent cool because you don't want to be living in turmoil all the time. But I feel with these real world instances or just like tragedies, it's kind of something you need to see and be aware of as it's going on because it puts it in perspective. I kind of felt bad being on vacation as I was seeing people fighting for their lives like falling thousands of feet from an airplane because they couldn't even get on the plane. They were holding on to the tires and everything. It's rough shit to see. It's rough shit to see somebody like throw their baby to a troop, not even knowing if they're going to be able to see their child again, just off of the hope of them maybe even surviving what's going down. And like I'm not saying there's not a lot you can do because being aware sometimes can just be enough because it gets people talking, it gets the word around, and ultimately when the masses get into control and they start to rise and fight for themselves, that's when we are at our most powerful. It just takes a lot to get there. And, with the power of social media and everything that we have now, I feel like there can be a lot of good done with that, but we're not in a space where we're using it past, like showing what class system you're in or whatever, like how much clout you got. Like, I'm pretty sure if we use it for different type of and people do, I'm not saying there's not activism that goes down on these platforms or nothing. There is. I just feel like if that was kind of more of the main thing rather than all this other type of stuff, and if I might be rambling too because it is crazy to think about, and it's a lot of feelings and emotions to be wrapped around with this kind of stuff. And like, I guess, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is talking about it, seeing how it makes each other feel, and ultimately what can there be done. And personally, I feel like talking about it for someone on our level, somebody that's not in a position of power or anything like that. But as people, we have some power. We can hit up our representatives. We can hit up the offices of people that actually have a say. So, um, it's just really hard. I mean, I know I'm saying a lot of like different types of things and all over the place, because that's kind of how I see it, and that's how I think we all view it. You're just going through post, and you see one opinion, you see one that is a fact, you see a video, and it's just like, it kind of keeps you scrambled. And I feel like if there was a way to kind of keep it a little more easier to keep track of, it wouldn't be so hard to talk about. But that's just kind of how I see it.
Gosh. Go ahead, Nita.
Another thing too is I think just as humans in general, I don't think we're supposed to be this stimulated at all times, at every point when we are awake. And we are, unfortunately, like, we are just, there's always so much that gets thrown to us. And unfortunately, not necessarily all media is reliable. And then we have to fact check media. And then, it's a whole like jungle gym of things to do. And yeah, I think, like everyone has said, talking about it is definitely, a way to help, enlighten people that this is still going on, or what's going on in the world. And, we can all search for whatever like real sources, because there are a lot of fake sources out there on how to actually maybe donate or whatnot to these organizations that are helping Haiti, that are helping the people in Afghanistan, the all of the things that are going on right now. And I just think this is like the last like 4 years is going to be one for like the history books. Everything has happened in like the last 5. Everything that can happen has happened in like the last 5 years. The things that you just in your wildest dreams would not have believed would have happened has happened. Like, I never thought I'd be living through a plague. I thought that kind of I thought that was over. Thought we had moved past that, but apparently not. And you know what's kind of crazy? This is like tinfoil thought processes here, guys. Tinfoil. Before it hit, right? There were so many new shows that came out in regards to like post-apocalyptic situations, an incurable disease, and I was like, that's interesting. And then it hit, and I was like, were they trying to warn us? Were they trying to warn us? But that's just my very tinfoily. Sometimes I have fun with tinfoil ideas about how all of this actually happened, because it shouldn't have happened like this.
Yeah. Yo, Rue, Tranquil, thank you again for sharing all of that, man. I know it's difficult, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just think I just try to get the heavy stuff. Let's just get this heavy stuff out of the way before we go on to some of the other more the other topics. Not to say that we should just push it out the way. What I really like that you both brought up is just awareness, and that's what I was trying to gather from you guys, because like I'm living with it with some of the work that I do with producing the podcast, The Wartime Allies, and just in general, because I'm a very empathic person, and that helps me with my creative energy and why I do what I do with all the other entertainment stuff, because I want to put a smile in people's faces and entertain and educate all at the same time. So thank you both for sharing just kind of what and I appreciate that. And yeah, man, I just hope people are, by us having this conversation right now, are going to maybe hopefully look into it, the situation in Haiti. Thank you for bringing that up as well, Tranquil, because that's important. Just everything that's going down there, like what happened with Puerto Rico, just whenever there's hurricanes coming through, it's hurricane season, all that stuff going down there in the Caribbean, man. And the infrastructure that they have down there, it's scary and sad. So you want to make sure we're looking out for those people down there. But then as and as well as with Afghanistan, to me, like the year before last, with the whole immigration thing going on that we've been encountering, it's along the same lines with this whole Afghanistan thing with refugees and the sadness that you were bringing up, Rue, with man, I'm sure you've been hitting up that Twitter and just seeing all those images and that video of the baby getting tossed and just the people crowded on the airplanes, and just it's super sad and super scary. And so anyway, I appreciate y'all participating in just a little bit of this conversation to make people aware, because it's just hard, and you just want to see people live and shine, and just that's it, man. And anyway, but thank you for that, and let us know too if y'all feeling this and you want to conversate about this. Let us know in the comments. I'm always down to have these conversations, and to help try to uplift and give feedback and ways to help. There's a lot of resources out there that I'm aware of, and if you would like some resources, I'd love to help out. Let me go ahead and give a plug to Wartime Allies podcast that we put out there. You can look up Wartime Allies and just hear about all the great work that we've had. Matt brings on his former ally, well, his ally still, his brother now, he calls him his brother, but he has other former servicemen and their allies that, during the different conflicts and occupations that they're involved with, on to share their stories, because there's so many stories of that relationship of working together that to me is a universal story of that it's unifying, of helping each other. But then when we forget, that's what's super sad. And, people gave for us to have what we have now. So anyway, there's a whole lot there. So again, thank you for that. Thank you, Rue. Thank you, Anita, for sharing. So let's find something else. Rue, you got something else to get me off of this? Let's transition a little bit more. What do you want to talk on, man? What else has been going on since we last talked, man?
Man, I wanted to go watch the new Suicide Squad movie in my hometown at the theater that I went at.
Oh yeah, that's right. What happened?
I didn't do it. I watched it in my girl just did.
Well, you are on vacation, bro. I'm sure your girl was like, you want to see a movie? We're in Hawaii, son. What are you talking about?
We had a little off time though, and since the movie is on HBO Max and I am the member, I was just like, why don't we just kind of like chill in and watch it? And we watched it, and she really enjoyed it. I love that movie. Totally made up
the best, one of the best ones they've done, bro. But in my top 5 of DC, bro.
Honestly, I wish it came out before our last episode, and I could have had that in my arsenal for when we were talking, because that alone, I would have been like, come on, bro. Like, but no, for real. Oh, got a Duff soda, my man. I feel it.
Hey, yeah.
But yeah, man, it was honestly a masterpiece. James Gunn really outdid himself on that one. I'm really looking forward to more DC projects.
Give him more DC projects. Yes. Let that brother live. Let him do something, because he's the only one that knows to do stuff with y'all stuff, man. And ensembles like that. Come on, bro.
They just need to give these movies. They need to give these titles to movie or filmmakers that actually like comic books. That's literally it. They need to stop giving them to just directors who don't give a fuck. That's my opinion anyway.
Correct.
Yo, so let's talk a little bit of Suicide Squad. I don't want to dig in too much since I haven't heard y'all's opinions on it. Since you finally saw it, Rue, Tranquil, did you see it? Do you have
I have not seen it.
Damn! Also, then we don't want to spoil
spoilers,
then.
No spoilers.
I have not. I've heard good things. Honestly, like my pool for seeing it would be obviously the Idris of Elba. I mean, who doesn't want to see?
I switched sides for him.
He was great.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just the real. It's the real out here. And the funny thing about it is that you mentioned it. The original Suicide Squad, like, I just think that the original Suicide Squad, it was just a waste. Oh, not because of the actors, because all of them are phenomenal. The problem was they had nothing to work with. Absolutely zero to work with. And I'm glad that, this time around that they've been able to give them something to work with. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. And trust me when I say, like, I'm all for a positive or an actually good DC movie. My argument was that they just don't be having them, and that's just what it is. I mean, speaking of DC, since we're on the topic, how you feel about this Aquaman 2 drama?
Oh, with the Johnny Depp's ex?
Yes.
But she's not playing it Mira no more, right?
No, she absolutely still is.
Wait, what? No,
Yeah.
nah. That I thought there was a. I thought she was gone. Damn, that makes me mad. I don't like that.
Nah. That's why it's gonna be. So
I
you
do not
know
like
that.
her.
Yeah, that her public, super public divorce with JD, and they finally found out that, of course, I'm sure all of us know by now that she was not telling the truth, and even with this revelation and all this evidence and winning the court case and and I think it was like 1.2 million signatures for her removal from Aquaman 2, she's still in it right now, still in Aquaman 2. And they started filming, so either they're gonna keep her or stop filming and then find someone else. I know a lot of people want it to be Emilia Clarke, Daenerys from Game of Thrones, because they've already have a good working relationship, and
Right.
in our brains they work together anyway. So like everybody's kind of like hoping for that new reunion, and I would love that. Like Aquaman would now be my favorite DC movie if I can get those two in the movie together again. But I don't know what's going to happen. Like in reality, the first movie's pool was Jason Momoa. Like all that Aqua money ducats was Moa, and I don't know if he's going to be able to save two if she's still in it.
I'll say this: if it's a hell of a story, it's not gonna matter.
Sure.
If it's a good story, because the first one story was actually, I feel like, a pretty good origin story compared to how they've done it before. True, I mean the CGI was a little much at times, I guess, but it was a very colorful movie, and I think James Wan did a great job with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think since Wan's doing the second film and he's able to continue that vision, it still has a chance of doing great. Mira isn't it's not a Mira movie; it's an Aquaman movie. So it's
That's true.
so it's like, depending on the role, because obviously that's his love interest. She plays a big role no matter what in the story. But it's just like I'm still waiting on like what the main villain, who the main villain is gonna be, like what route they're taking. So I don't feel like there's a lot out rather than just kind of the cast yet. So I'm still kind of like just gonna see what's good with it.
I'm interested in seeing it, but I don't know if I can support it if she's in it.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't want to support her either. I don't like her. I don't support like how like she was portraying Johnny Depp and how she made everyone view him in a certain way. I ain't saying he's perfect at all by any means, but at the same time, it's just like you don't like like having that false portrayal of somebody, especially when giving you so many like good memories with their movies.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. And it's kind of hard to bounce back from those types of allegations, especially if you're a man keeping it a buck. So, like it's already difficult. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just very concerned. I'm very concerned. I don't want DC to fail.
No,
it's just
by any means.
But here we are. Like here we.
There's still some stuff though. We still got Black Adam with The Rock.
That's going to be phenomenal. That is going to be phenomenal. It don't matter if he says chicken for the entire movie. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how that's going to lead, because they're also doing the Shazam 2 sequel. So
Shazam was like a nice movie. It was like a nice little like friendly. Yeah, it was cute.
What you think about that Twilight Batman though?
I can't wait.
Really?
Wait. The trailer looked crazy. It didn't look. The thing is, it's not like it's not going to be Bale. It's not going to be a Nolan type of movie. I think it's going to be like kind of like Joker, where it's a one-off. We'll see. I don't even know really what I think the main villain is like Riddler or something. I forget.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But it just, it's the darkest tone I've seen so far in a trailer, that is, because obviously Nolan is like top tier what we hold to a Batman film at this point. but just off of what the trailer looked like, and that little scene where he was fucking up that bad guy, just that quick little like 12 jabs he did, it looks cool. So I'm just gonna like I said, I'm gonna leave things in the air and wait until they actually come out to give my full on opinion, because when you're a DC head, you kind of have to just ride with them until the project's out, and then you can give your opinion.
All right, so we'll leave the DC stuff alone. We'll leave the DC stuff alone for right now, because yeah. Well, I want to pull you out the ring real quick. I want to pull you out the ring. So, but that reminded me of something. One thing of news. Speaking of how we made that transition with Aquaman and Momoa, one of the latest things that I heard that I'm happy Momoa came out with recently was that he's washing. You know. He's Aquaman. He got to wash. But what is up with celebrities? I'm looking at you, white people, not washing. You know, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis came out saying they don't really wash. And unless there's like help me out here if y'all recall this, what was going down. Unless they really see a film of dirt, then they wash. But they don't wash every day. What is up with white people not washing? Tranquil, you sounded like you look like you were getting ready to say something. What is up?
I just can't believe we're having this kind of conversation in 2021. Like, not in a first world country, not when you have money. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's circumstances for everything, right? But you're rich and you're telling me you don't take baths?
That's wild. That's so wild to me.
That's wild to me. It kind of reminds me of like this kind of thing happened like a year or two ago, where it was like, hey, people don't wash their legs in the shower apparently, and like somehow this has now resurfaced that just people just don't shower unless they think that they're dirty, which is interesting, and I don't get it. And of course, Mr. Raccoon himself, Terry Crews, is adding his
can we talk on that? I haven't seen enough convo about that.
What did he say?
He had to come out and say he don't wash either. Really, Terry? You just let all POCs down. Like, come on, man. What is up?
Terry been cooning for a minute, and it's unfortunate because he started out we had so much pride in that man, and he started out so good, and I'm like, that pandering will get you knocked out the ring faster than anything else. That pandering. So I don't know what the deal is with this lack of hygiene thing that people like. I don't get it. Like, I really don't know. I don't know.
You can't understand.
One of my favorite comedians, he apparently takes his showers in the pool, and he's from Florida.
Who? I didn't hear the opening part, Rue.
One of my favorite comedians. His name is Bert Kreischer.
Oh, Bert! I love Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, he be taking like he don't shower. He just goes in the pool, rinses off, and apparently the chlorine takes care of him.
And that's some powerful stuff. Chlorine is some powerful stuff. Although I still need to wash the chlorine off, though.
That makes no sense to me. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get the chlorine off you.
Also, like, it's not really getting rid of anything. Like, that's the reason why we have soap, because water is not enough. It's because water is not enough. Also, chlorine is so bad for your skin. Why would you, like, it's bad for your hair. It's not like something you should keep. Well, they tell you to take a shower after getting out of a pool. They tell you to do that. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. And with all this free time, why not take a shower? Come on now.
I'm saying, right, man, I take 3 or 4 showers a day. I straight up. At least once in the morning and one in the evening. You know what I'm saying? I get up, gotta get clean. I go to sleep, I gotta be clean. And then depending on what I'm doing during the day, working out or whatever, or weather, you know what I'm saying? There's extra showers in there, but it's at least 2 a day for your boy over here. Like, come on. I can't believe there's so many people out here walking around nasty And I actually, because we were talking about DC earlier, I wanted to let you know, Rue, your boy Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he came out. So beyond Momoa saying he's showering, I love that my man The Rock came out. But you notice it is us people of color. So what's up, white people? I need whoever is my man who plays Shazam, I need you to come out and say if you're showering or not. I need to know.
They probably got some hippie ass answer saying that it's water conservation or some shit like that.
I hope Gal Gadot's showering. Come on now.
Oh, you know she's showering. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I don't look.
Some European folk. Tranquil's like, no, I know some European folk. They're not showering.
I don't know. She already got a couple of strikes on my list.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that she'd have another one, in my personal opinion. And it don't got nothing to do with her freaking movies. It has zero all to do with Wonder Woman. So,
because we know you wanted the Xena Warrior Princess, Tranquil. I know. They're bringing that bias back in.
Like, you couldn't tell me Lucy Lawless couldn't have still pulled that off. You couldn't tell me. I could not have told me.
I know. I feel you. I'm with you. But I know because you're that mad about that's why you go hard at Gal. So you're biased, Tranquil. You're biased.
Gal makes bad decisions, but like that's why I go hard at Gal. But my thing is this: in superhero movies, DC, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Or Marvel, there is a standard for male superheroes. I don't know what happened to the ladies. Like, I don't know. It's just like a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like, all the way through. And I'm just like, what is this? So I don't know. Like, you got Thor and you got a guy who's 6'4". You know, you got, like you looked. It's not that hard. You actually, put in the effort. But then you have the actress, I don't remember her name. She plays Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson. Yeah.
Brie Larson. Do you know she had a butt double?
No. Actually, yes. Now that you remind me, yeah, because she do got a flat butt.
She had a actual butt double. An actual butt double. And I'm just like, none of these girls look like they fight. Not one of them look like they stepped in a ring or like bloodied their knuckles at any point in time in their life. Not one of them. I don't care.
So Brie ain't doing her squats. Brie's squat game is trash, huh? That's why she ain't got no ass. Beyond just being white.
Come on, like when you look at all of them, they look all the males, they look intimidating, they look formidable. None of the women do. None of them do. They all just look pretty. Comics, if you look at the comics, all of them are rippled in muscles. All of them are.
It's true. I'm gonna say this though. Margot Robbie, I heard in a lot of interviews from filmmakers she's worked with, she does a lot of her own stunts and she puts in a lot of choreography work when she's doing her fight scenes. So I just want to.
Yeah, but Margot Robbie, or rather Harley Quinn, is not known for being a buff chick or overly powerful or like super like.
So you're just talking about strictly just like superhero, like superpower character.
Well, because
she's going real specifically Wonder Woman because Lucy Lawless should have been tranquilized. and I agree with you, Tranquil.
I feel that
Wonder Woman should have been a little bit buff. What I'm curious on is the She-Hulk joint that we're gonna get, and how if you saw the actress that they chose, she's very small. So I'm curious what like CGI effects they're doing, or even if we're gonna get what She-Hulk's supposed to look. Because like right now, she's an amazing actress by all accounts, from what I understand. I haven't really seen her work, but she does not look like she should be She-Hulk. If y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is the problem with like being comic book fans. I feel like is
that too.
Personally, have these expectations from years of like seeing what these characters actually look like, but I'm not saying we actually forget, but I feel like sometimes we may forget that it's almost going to be impossible to get that thing like that real looking, because I don't think it's talked about enough how much steroids are in Hollywood.
Oh, true that. Because as much as I love The Rock, you know The Rock been juicing for a minute.
They all roided up, bro. They all like it's and the thing is, it's not a bad thing. I just feel like it should be more normalized because these are really high standards to meet, especially for superhero movies. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, instead of it being seen as like a cheat, just see it as like how much harder they're working to give you that character. You know?
Okay, so
go ahead.
I agree, but I also disagree.
Go ahead.
And the reason why I agree that like standards are hard, I 100%, I get that. However, if the standards can be met at all times for the men, how come they're never met for the women? And we can go all the way back to the very beginning where like women were present in the movies or the MCU or DCEU.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you, Tranquil.
You have a point.
Yeah.
Like none of these people, like zero, like of these people fit at almost ever at all ever, or their movies are so trash you can't even count them. Like Halle Berry's not a bad actress, but that movie was garbo. You know, like that's just what that is. It is garbo. Did she look phenomenal? Absolutely. The movie was still garbo and we don't care about it. So, you know, but then you have all these women and you can't tell me that like women over 5'4" don't exist. I'm 5'8" and I'm just walking down the street. So you can't tell me you can't find someone that can fit the bill. You can't tell me that there aren't women out there that have muscles or can get them. And I'm not talking about something outrageous. I'm talking about some period at all. Like all of them look like supermodels, and that is not what a female superhero has ever looked like. And I'm not saying that they can't look like that, but they always look like that. So that's the problem. And I'm like, you know, Gal Gadot, gorgeous girl. I guess she would be as a supermodel, you know? So they just plucked a supermodel. Yes, she's had training before and all that, but, you know,
Yeah. So, Tranquil, I got a question. I completely agree with you. It should be the same all the way around, and it's sad, but we all know the reason why is male, white dominated Hollywood society, and well, just not even just white. You know, we as POCs do it as well because there's those of us in power that are still allowing what the dominant society has already, you know, put in place. So those of us that are in those positions, so that's why I got to give it up to like Kugla with, you know, the amazing what we did with Dodor Milaje. Beast mode. You know what I'm saying? He got it right because he had the ability. I want to say my man with the Shang-Chi cast, because I had the pleasure of seeing that recently, killed it. You know what I'm saying, with what they did and represented. So my question to you is real quick, Tranquil. What have, you know, I completely agree with you, and it's sad, and hopefully we can change that in the future by making people aware and having these conversations. I'm just real curious, who do you think they have gotten right? Just for general knowledge. I'm curious who you think they've gotten right. Like Marvel superhero, DC superhero. Like to me, I think Michelle Pfeiffer was amazing as Catwoman in Batman Returns.
I think she was good, but I don't think she pulled off the edge. Like Catwoman's got like this edge to her, and Hathaway is just, she's so soft. She's just, her as like her physical features, she just reminds me of like olden days, like prima donna swan, long neck, you know, porcelain features. She doesn't have like that like grit edge actress wise for me, but I don't think she did a bad job at all.
So who would be your number one Catwoman?
Pfeiffer, then? Or are you talking about Hathaway?
She was talking about both, I think, right?
I'm talking about Hathaway. Pfeiffer, A-okay. I love Pfeiffer.
Okay.
Pfeiffer was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I think Uma Thurman, even though that was excellent. As far as women, Monica Rambeau, but in the WandaVision show. They've got her right. Wanda now. Because at first I was not banging with Wanda. I just don't think the movies gave her much to work with. But once I saw her as like the main focus in her own show, she got more lines. She was able to act out. I was like, oh, I believe you. I believe that. I don't think Marvel has missed when it comes to their male actors. I don't really think that that's something that's happened. Everyone fits.
Oh, you mean they're female actors? So you think they've cast their females great?
Yeah,
on the Marvel side.
So for ladies, there hasn't been that many ladies, honestly. There wasn't a single damsel in Black Panther, so they got all of them right.
Okay.
But yeah, I think.
What do you think? Did you see the She-Hulk casting? Are you familiar with the She-Hulk?
I wasn't a fan.
So that's leaving you a little nervous for what they're gonna do with She-Hulk? Yeah.
And like to bring back up what you were saying before, Rue, about like expectations in the Wonder Woman movie, all of the other Amazons somehow managed to look really strong and have lots of muscles and all of that. And she was the only one that didn't look like that. And so I'm like, how obvious can you be? Like this is real obvious, guys. You're standing next to each other and you can see the difference. Like it's just, so they can find them. They just choose not to. And that's just a thing that I think that should be changed personally. Because at this point, we've only gotten one type of woman, and I think we should get some other types.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, yeah. I think they, what is it? Because that's one thing they're starting to do with in general, like with the Deadpool movie, right? They had that one kid from New Zealand, and he even said it in the film. He's just like, they don't have superheroes my weight or something like that usually, and he ended up being like one of the most badass characters in the whole thing. I'm actually really hyped for what Disney's gonna do for Deadpool. On a side note, but
no, I am 100% am excited about that for sure. For sure.
That shit's gonna be. I'm really excited just for I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited for Eternals.
Yes.
That's like
I don't know what to think about the Eternals. There's so many great actors and actresses in that. I don't know. It's either gonna be phenomenal or awful. Like I don't know if there's gonna be anything in the middle.
I think after Loki, it made me Eternals made me excited even more.
That's true.
Just with everything about the whole, and if you haven't caught up on Loki at this point, this is your bad because it's been out. But just with the whole beginning of time and the time variant, all that type of stuff, I want to see how that plays into everything in the MCU from here on out. And I just feel Eternals is going to be a cool like a little explanation with how the specific universe that we've known up until this point to be created and everything. So I'm really hyped.
I will say I'm super excited to see Kit Harington and the guy who played Rob in Game of Thrones be in the same movie or show again. I think it's super neat that they both were like in fantasy and they met back up again. And now they're both superheroes. I just think that's pretty neat. And I've always been a fan of Angelina Jolie. So it's always nice seeing her in movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, yes, Eternals, man, amazing. I put out some words. I got some information that I put out on the NRW WordPress. So check that out when that everything drops. But I can't wait for y'all. I can't talk on it. So I'm not going to spoil it or just even put myself in arena. But I can't wait for y'all to see Shang-Chi, man. Just talking about how everything fits in different time and space. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's the next big one before you get to Eternals. So when that drops, man, y'all need to go see it, man. Shang-Chi, fucking amazing.
I'm excited. That's what I have to go see in theaters.
Yeah,
I have to say this is one. I'm happy. Although I do, for those people, because, the pandemic is real, and not everybody can make it out to a theater, and it's kind of scary. So I kind of wish that, you know, it could be digital as well. I'm a proponent for both, but I will have to say, this is a film you want to see in the theater on a huge screen. I saw it in IMAX, and that couldn't even capture as big as it was. It's definitely a theater must-see type film. Yeah, so I'm not telling you to risk it all, but I'm also telling you it's a must-see in a theater. It's that fucking amazing, that good, and that huge. Amazing. But let's get off of that subject so I don't get in trouble with Disney. What do y'all got? Either y'all got another topic I want to get into real quick?
Well, just speaking of what you were saying, piggybacking off the whole, Delta variant with the, movies going experience. Well, how do you feel about the whole Black Widow thing with doing?
Man, I'm mixed on that. Because again, like I said, I'm a proponent for both digital screening and theater as well. So I'm good with that. The studio made that decision, but on an actor standpoint, I think those contracts should have been in place. It should have been made aware, because that's her whole bag. That, you know, it limited the amount of income that they could make. So this is going to really be a measure that, you know, how they didn't do it. They didn't provide the digital for Shang-Chi, but they're coming off of Black Widow, you know, doing it for Black Widow, but they're not going to do it on Shang. They're making it theater only. It's going to be interesting to see that interplay. So it really shows that Scarlett has a case in a way, you know, in regards to as an actor and in regards to, you know, the money bag that's involved with all of that, because they get that percentage. It's very interesting. And from an actor standpoint, because I'm an actor, I want to be able to get my bag right. If I'm doing work like this, you know, it's all tied to that. But then as a fan, I want to be able to see it both. So that's where I'm at on this. I'm conflicted in my feelings towards it. So what do you guys think?
And I just think that there had to have been some type of thing set up for her to grab a portion of what those Disney Plus downloads were. You know what I mean? Like, she deserves a piece of, like, she deserves royalties off of anything that her name's attached to when it comes to that movie. I feel like, as long as it was set up in the contract, and if the contract with that was only gonna be theatrical release only, then I feel like she deserves to be compensated in a way, since they did not follow through with that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. What about you, Tranquil?
It's interesting because at first, when I first saw that, I was just like, I don't know why it struck a bad chord with me. I guess it's because I'm just like, how much money do you need? But at once I realized that, I was like, no, that makes sense, that you're not getting your portion of revenue because of this. Because why go to the theater when you can watch it at home? Especially because that's what people have been doing for a year and a half now. So, like, I totally get it. She does have a case now. The only thing that I could say, because I don't know much about like any of the legal, parts about it, but if she didn't have that in a clause, then I don't know what she could do. As long as she had that written in her contract for sure, that, hey, this was not going to be released until a certain time, and then you could release it on digital. I don't know what she could do.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. If everything was stipulated there, then it should have all been cut and dry. But if it wasn't, then you have room to dispute it. So there you go. And so that's why I'm very curious on both sides. But then I think, again, it should be noted that the world changes. No one expected this pandemic to happen. So obviously the studio is going to change to make it available for their audience and their people. So it should be there. But then she shouldn't take a loss with that being said. So, they need to make it right all the way around. So one last topic before we do a little bit more check-in on what we've been up to. I'm real curious, and it's kind of hot as of this past, I think, day or so. OnlyFans taking away the adult content. And hopefully by the next episode, we can bring back some of our OnlyFans friends that we had on when we did our special OnlyFans episode to talk on it. I'm going to try and set that up, but I'm curious real quick, what your both of y'all's thoughts on all of that and taking away the adult content on OnlyFans. Whoever wants to go in.
So they ain't really taking away the adult content like they say they are. So I read an article, like, because I'm glad you brought this up. I was actually like thinking about it the whole time. I was like, anyway, they're still going to be allowing content creators to be posting nudes and videos of like nude activities and stuff. Basically, I guess they're just taking out content that can be seen as violent, like sexually violent. You know what I mean? So they're taking out dom. I'm not really big on that whole side of like that type of stuff. I ain't that kinky, but
the BDSM stuff.
BDSM stuff. Like I guess they're taking out a lot of that. They're taking out of things that make it look like it's slavery or you know, like just violent type of sexual acts. So that's. But I did hear that a lot of people that are making a living off of sex work, they're still going to be cool because, you know, there's still a lot of content creators that are going to be able to post their photos and their videos.
My thing with that, before you come in, Tranquil, real quick, and I'm curious, you know, if you can build off of what I'm getting ready to ask right now, is that who gets to really be the judge of that? Because it's all about perspective, and then I don't know too much on like Shibuya, that rope stuff that, you know, they do in Japan, but that's like an art form, and so but that can be considered violent because it's tying somebody up. You know, who gets to be the police on that? And that, to me, that just creates a whole nother realm because it's all perspective. And I don't think, you know, they should be limited because to me, the Shibuya stuff is an art form and it's that beautiful. But if you're taking away because it's quote unquote, because violent is a perception as well, you know, especially like being tied up again with Shibuya, that's an art form. If you can build upon that, Tranquil, and your thoughts on OnlyFans.
So yeah, that's a good point. Like, who can determine what that is for you? I'm sure that there's some obvious things, you know, that you would get rid of, but yeah, who's supposed to be, you know, the judge of that? Also, too, I'm trying to figure out why, like, is there a like, did something happen, as to why
Bella Thorne's fault? It's all Bella Thorne's fault. Wasn't it Bella? Wasn't Bella the star that made this whole thing get like really spotlighted in a way?
That might have been Bella. Bella Porch?
No, maybe? Thorne, the white girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess, but that's because when celebrities do that, like the amount of fans that they already have, it makes it kind of absurd. But you know, they live their best life, do whatever they do. I just think it's weird that they're doing that, period, considering that that's kind of what it's always been for. I don't know. Like, people are on OnlyFans for the most part for that. And I don't know why it's kind of like like the whole thing with Tumblr. How like Tumblr was a place and then they got rid of everything, and now Tumblr, like, for all intents and purposes, don't exist no more. Like, I mean, it does, but like, people don't talk about Tumblr anymore. Like, what are you talking about? You took away a huge part of what their fan base was, you know? So, I mean, I guess as long as most people aren't really bothered or, you know, can still do what they have to do and make the money that they need to make, it's fine. I just think it's really odd to happen all of a sudden.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. And I'm curious what kind of manifested it again to have this push. And seeing a lot of my friends, well, I'm sure mutuals for a lot of us here, seeing them post about it and not really, you know, talking about it too much until they see some real written material from OnlyFans and the way forward. But then again, you know, to another big thing that I saw, my girl Neptune, shout out to Neptune. You know, she also made that commentary that she's not really going to spotlight on it, but just, you know, hoping and seeing that, you know, there's other avenues that our friends that do this sex work type of work can find other means to continue on their livelihood. Because, you know, what they're doing is, you know, it is an industry, it is a business, and they should be able to provide the means to do that for their livelihood if that's what they choose to do. So it's just kind of messed up that they're limiting people to this regard, and who gets to be the police on that and make those decisions. So just sad state of affairs. Shout out to all my friends that are sex workers and people that are doing the OnlyFans game, and and this is harming them in a way that is just unfortunate. Let's reconnect though back on just what we've been up to before we sign off, man. I'm gonna throw it back to you, Tranquil, with you and with that Trove sponsorship, what you got going on. If you could just maybe give a little bit more on that if you want to, and where people can see you and all that, and building until the next time we get back together again.
Gotcha. Well, as always, Tranquil Ashes on all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I will be at Awesome Con this weekend. Trying to go for all 3 days. I'll definitely update people, if that changes. Also, check me out. I'll be at the Ranger Pop and Stop as well as Dragon Con. So it's just going to be boom, boom, boom for your girl. So just keep a lookout, and you'll see all that stuff coming.
Awesome. And hopefully the next podcast for the NR Dub, I got to get Tranquil. I got to keep pushing her and reminding her about that, because we want that new series.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? And capitalize on this promo you got so we can get that word out there. There you go, Tranquil. Appreciate you, love you, miss you. I'll see you this weekend at AwesomeCon. Roo, yes. Big Dog Open Mic Podcast. Shout out to your boy DJ Miguel Fearing.
Yeah, man, that was a fun episode.
Ready to get back together with him now that you're back in town?
No, we got some stuff planned out. We already have a couple guests and episodes that we are in the works of getting done within the next week or so. So exciting things with that. Stay tuned. He loved meeting you guys, by the way. He had a blast just talking and everything. He's like, oh, so this is who your other show is. I was like, yeah.
He's a dope dude, man. We'd love to have him back. Anytime he wants to come through, he can come through.
Hell yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't scare him off with my debate abilities.
Right?
No, we were still talking about it too. We were just like, man, all right, because I was with him with the T-Pain thing. I wasn't gonna get on that, but anyway. Yeah, no, it was a good time. But, yep, definitely watch out for what we got cooking with that. Always with my NRW fam over here. Follow me at ROOHKAGE. I think I'm gonna change my name soon. I'm not really with the Roohkage thing no more. I think
really okay.
Yeah, I think I do a little rebranding, but we'll see.
I feel you.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Just if you're going to Hawaii though, check out my my highlights. I got all the things you need to eat there, because that's what I posted for the past week.
All right, man. Well, I'm happy you're back, man. I hope you got some relaxation, man, down. But I'm curious about the new mission, because, like, again, when you left off, what blew my mind during when we recorded that last episode is that you left your old job because you were grinding. Now you're gonna go back. I think you said a haircut and stuff again. So yeah, I'm wishing you nothing but the best with your journey, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I got some things lined up with that too. Got some interviews at shops and whatnot. If you're ever in the LA area and you need a cut, definitely holler at me on my Instagram. I do house calls. I'll go to your hotel anywhere you need. But yeah, no, I'm gonna see what's good with that. I definitely believe in putting out the type of energy of, not even succeeding, just trying to like figure things out. And I feel like right now I'm in that transitional phase of figuring out where I'm supposed to be, because I'm about to be 25 next month. I'm young. I got time.
Exactly, man. Yeah, you mad young, bro. You got mad time.
I don't need to have it all figured out right now, but it's getting there.
Nah, I love it, man. But yo, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and you got your boys, your boy over here cheering you on. I'm sure Tranquil's cheering you on as well. We got you, bro. Yes, sir. So, man, there you go, man. Love it, man. Hit me up, anything you got, man. Your boy Roohkage, soon to be something else. We don't know yet. We'll let you know when he changes it up. Tranquil Ashes. Please follow them. My Something to Nothing family. Love you both. For me, it's your boy Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange. You can follow me at Temple Far East and at Strange since 1977. That's the Twitter. There's the IG. TikTok is the legend Kuya P. Ain't a lot on there, but I'm gonna try and get something up there. I don't know. I'm not that hip yet. I guess. Or I'm just old. I'm trying to figure out what to do up on there. Over at the Nerds of Color, where we give you PLC representation within pop culture, and of course my show Pal Show representing Philippine X, and of course at the NRW and at Release Wednesday where nerds rule the world. Where I'm here with my Sumthin and Nuthin fam. Just a lot of stuff coming y'all's way, man. Bunch of reviews, amazing films coming out soon. The Protege. I had an interview with Maggie Q. That was dope. That's a great movie, by the way. That's going to be actually out this weekend as I'm talking to everybody. And when we'll drop this, check out The Protege with Maggie Q. Vacation Friends, I believe, drops next weekend with my man John Cena and Rel, Lil Rel Howery. Really funny movie. That really surprised me how funny that was. Just kind of building up from Cena, man. Killing it on Suicide Squad. To me, he was amazing in Suicide Squad. To my man Rue over there, because he's a DC fan. He was funny as hell. That really surprised me. But then he's now taking it on in Vacation Friends, which is hilarious with Rel. That is like a comedy duo right there. So I strongly suggest you checking out Vacation Friends when it drops on Hulu. I was at the press conference for that, so you'll see that up on the channel, and our review on that with Glenn and Rob. I think we're on there. We got Kuya on the Kid, my other new podcast with Lloyd Lee, talking about Sin City on this next episode next week. We talked about the debut this last week. Shit, man, I did the Shang-Chi press conference actually the day of this recording after watching the movie the other night. Go see Shang-Chi, man. So fucking good, man. I'm telling you. Marvel, Kevin Feige ain't taking no losses, y'all. He ain't taking no losses. His win streak is on point. And when you see this one, he'll be like, okay, Kevin, I see you, son. I see you. I wish DC had a Kevin Feige. I'm fucking with you, Roo. But he killing it. He killing it. He killing it. Just a lot of good shit coming your way, man. I'm working and grinding hard. I'm so tired, but I'm actually feeling a little bit energized because I saw my boy Roo's face and I saw Tranquil's face. Love you both, man. Till next time, get some sleep. Love y'all. This has been another Something to Nothing. We hope we gave you something instead of nothing this episode. Till next time. Love y'all. Love you.